Hello and welcome back to the Bitcoin.com weekly news show. I'm Corbin Fraser, back again to give you a little bit of updates on the latest things going on in the Bitcoin Cash world. Today I'm joined by my co-worker and good friend Jason. What do you here at Bitcoin.com? What's your purpose?
My purpose at Bitcoin.com is to work in between the marketing team and the dev team. So I work quite closely with Corbin, and it's the best job in the world. So
we're
excited
both really
to be on here.
Yeah.
Sorry that Roger couldn't join. I know that everybody would be tuning in to see him, but you got the minor leagues being called up here, right? So okay.
Brought up to the show. So this week we've got quite a bit going on as usual. First thing we've got, buy Bitcoin in the UK and EU within the Bitcoin.com wallet. WIKILEAKS.Cash, which is the archive of WikiLeaks, was stored on IPFS using the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. Binance and top exchanges, Delisted BSV. New point of sale system spreading Bitcoin Cash in Colombia. A new Bitcoin Cash merchant app by Bitcoin.com. And as always, new online retailers provide new ways to spend Bitcoin Cash. Let's start off from the top here. We've got buy Bitcoin in the UK and Europe directly through the Bitcoin.com wallet. Have you you've seen it, right?
Yeah, I've seen it, and a lot of hard work's been put into this. And I think people who've been in the Bitcoin space for a while, they realize how difficult it was to purchase Bitcoin before, and now it's getting ridiculously easy.
Yeah.
So just if you are new to Bitcoin Cash and you want to get some right now, it's just a few steps within the Bitcoin.com wallet. It's super silly easy.
Yeah, and the wallet team's hard at work trying to make it easier and easier for people to easily spend and replace, and make it easier for users to just quickly get in and out of the ability to buy more crypto. So residents of the UK and across Europe can now purchase Bitcoin Cash directly from within the Bitcoin.com wallet using a credit card. Those living in the US can also purchase Bitcoin using their Visa or MasterCard. Join close to 4 million others around the world by visiting free.bitcoin.com to get set up with your wallet and some free Bitcoin Cash. If you can't buy in the wallet, you can always buy through the website, which is at buy.bitcoin.com. And it looks like our wallet team, we're working with our partners to expand the ability to sell Bitcoin Cash in more regions across the world.
Yeah, and also if you have people who are asking you about Bitcoin, then send them to free.bitcoin.com because a lot of times people are saying, how should I introduce people to them? Just send them there, show them how easy it is, how quick it is, how fast it is, like how you can send just a very small amount and you're paying 1/20th of a cent in transaction fees. So just send other people there as well.
Yeah.
So.
Crypto Panda had a question. Does the app detect location, or do you just need an account in the EU or UK?
That's a question for Alfonso.
Actually, I believe it is based on geolocation.
Okay.
So yeah, because our wallet doesn't have any KYC for when you actually create a wallet. The only thing that we do is just basically check where you're located. You do, I believe, there is the ability to purchase with no KYC up to a certain limit, and once you hit that limit, you do have to KYC yourself, though, in order to make that purchase. Hope that answers your question there, Crypto Panda. So just to remind, I guess, some of the video people here, we're actually streaming live on Twitch. If you aren't subscribed, we stream 5 p.m. JST every Friday here in Tokyo, and feel free to join. We've got a chat. We'd like to answer some questions if anyone has any during this, and yeah.
Generally, I'm the guy answering the questions in the chat, typing behind the screen here, but yeah. Anyway, WIKILEAKS.Cash, done by Chris Troutner. The guy's an animal.
Chris, you're an animal.
Lives on a boat.
He does live on a boat.
Lives on a boat. He had a tweet that went out recently. He said, "This is my commute," and it's just the open seas.
That's great.
So yeah.
Chris is one of the hard workers at developer.bitcoin.com.
Mm-hmm.
He worked with several other Bitcoin Cash developers, including Amory Sachet, I believe Chris Passia, and there was a few others that were all kind of contributing to WikiLeaks.Cash. So thanks to these Bitcoin developers, the entire WikiLeaks cache has been uploaded to the BCH chain and IPFS. So the database can be viewed on WikiLeaks.Cash by anyone at any time for as long as BCH and IPFS network exists. WikiLeaks data hosted on BCH chain and IPFS helps ensure the document's preservation over time. We actually visited it just recently, and we noticed Chrome was giving us a little warning. I think it's because WikiLeaks and IPFS is hosting some zip files in there. Chrome may give you a warning that this is like a dangerous site or something like that. I'm not sure if that's maybe Google's in on this anti-Julian Assange stuff, or maybe it's just that there's a zip file and they're kind of trying to protect users.
I think it's the zip files, yeah.
It's likely the case. But yeah, you can read more about the news of the WikiLeaks.Cash on news.bitcoin.com. Roger actually also sent a tweet out. If you're not following Roger, he can't be with us right now, but you should go follow him on Twitter at Roger K. Veer. He's always got some enlightening tweets about everything from Bitcoin to historical events in the Bitcoin timeline, as well as just general thoughts about.
Yeah, follow the real Roger, not the one who's selling ETH.
Yeah. Roger usually, and I don't think Roger has never given out any Ethereum or Bitcoin Cash. Well, he gives out Bitcoin Cash actually quite a bit. Not on Twitter though. Yeah, you'll have to meet him in person for that, or sometimes he's giving out paper wallets here on stream.
But great stuff, Chris, whipping this out, and he's working really hard on like Badger Wallet and also SLP tokens.
Yeah.
So Chris is just he's putting in work and for things that actually have utility to us, right? So thank you very much. It's good stuff.
Next up, we've got Binance and top exchanges move to delist BSV.
Oof.
Yes. Largest exchange by volume, Binance has decided to remove BSV entirely from their exchange. CZ sent a tweet out, when was it? Last week sometime? Hinting that they were doing that, and then within a day or two, it was they pulled the plug. Some other top exchanges, including Kraken, Blockchain, and ShapeShift, have also decided to delist the coin. The news follows recent legal threats stemming from CSW's team of litigators demanding an apology from various digital currency enthusiasts.
They like suing people.
They're a big fan of the old sue game.
How do you feel about this, though?
Suing?
No, the Binance delisting.
I'm conflicted because, like, on one hand, I feel like people can and should be able to buy whatever they want, but I also, on the other hand, I think exchanges and businesses have it in their ability to make decisions based on whatever they feel like. I wasn't a huge fan of like that recent Gillette ad, but they had every right to do it. It's a private company. They can do whatever they want with their advertising and their marketing. Nike did that thing with who was it, the kneeling guy, bugged a lot of people.
Kaepernick.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, loves to kneel. Wasn't a big fan personally, but that's okay. Like, people are completely. If they want to do that, that is up to that private entity to choose to do so.
I'm just surprised.
Yeah.
That Craig didn't have a patent against delisting.
Oh, he might.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe that was all the play, right?
Yeah.
Annoy people to delist and don't sue me, please.
It's weird though, but people are free to do what they want, right? And obviously, they've been trying to sue everybody in the space.
Yeah. So if you've been following on Twitter, there's Hodlnaut, which is kind of an anonymous Twitter personality. He's was one of the first to start. Basically, they were trying to dox him to try to figure out who he was in order to sue him. And then recently, who was it? Peter McCormick? Oh,
Peter McCormick, yeah.
So. He got his letters from
what Bitcoin did.
Calvin Ayer and from Craig Wright. I don't know. How do you feel about the delisting of BSV? What's your thoughts on it?
I don't agree with taking legal action against people for what seems to be, I guess, if I'm missing part of the story, it seems to be kind of random reasons. But it seems to go a little bit against what cryptocurrencies are for. But if maybe I don't know. I've never been sued by someone, and maybe I'd do something very similar. That's I guess he's free to run his exchange how he'd like, and if he's being sued, I guess this is like the proper recourse that you would take against.
Yeah, I mean, so. if I was an exchange and there was someone behind a cryptocurrency that had a lot of influence over that cryptocurrency that was threatening deep reorgs, bankrupting exchanges, double spending transactions, and causing pandemonium for their users of a cryptocurrency, without a doubt, I would do the appropriate thing and ensure the security of my users. And if that's part of it, and if it's just also part of the general, I guess, community consensus that we should be careful of people that are making threats of and using state violence and using coercion to get their way. I think it's completely up to them to make those decisions, but it's an interesting topic for debate. Leave your comment below.
Leave your
on
comment,
YouTube.
yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that are maybe for or against it, but
Maybe we'll get Roger to comment on it next week as well, because I'm sure he'd have a really interesting take on it. So we have a BCH merchant app that's going to be released on Android, iOS.
oh, it's already released on Android.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It is, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
good
so
work, Xavier.
Yeah, great work, Xavier. Xavier is one of the developers at Bitcoin.com. Hardest working fellow I know. He's just nonstop. He's a true machine. And he recently forked, what was it, the blockchain.com.
They had a merchant app which nobody was making commits to. And
Yeah,
he
it was
forked
this old kind of repo that was basically just a simple BTC merchant app. But when BTC stopped being used for transactions and actual merchants, merchants stopped adopting it.
It lost its relevance.
It lost its relevance, and it was basically just this dusty old repo that he kind of cleaned off and he made work with Bitcoin.Cash, gave it a little bit of a facelift, and it's now available for download. If you search BCH Merchant on the Google Play Store, you'll be able to download that for any Android device. iOS will be coming soon. We've got a public Telegram started as well. Some of the features include, so it's easy to set up, no account, no registration required, instant and safe payments thanks to Bitcoin.Cash, QR payment compatible with all Bitcoin.Cash wallets. I think the coolest thing about this is that it's very like employee friendly. So the idea is that if you rent a coffee shop and you're the owner and I'm the employee.
Shop.
Yeah, Jay's shop. I'm the 16-year-old punk kid with tattoos and an eyebrow piercing.
Yeah, which is fine.
Which is great, you know. But maybe you just don't trust that kid quite. You know, he's got to earn his trust. Basically, you have the ability to lock up that receiving address and
false, Corbin. You can't earn trust. What's the first rule of crypto? Trust no one, right?
Right.
So now you don't have to.
Okay, yeah.
Because you got your
trust
PIN.
no one. He's got the keys. Basically, we're just locked up the. You lock up the address, and any transaction that comes through the app goes directly to his wallet. The 16-year-old punk kid with the eyebrow piercing.
Back to work. Make coffees.
Yeah, just make some coffees and just take the money. Yeah. So it's pretty simple. The amounts displayed in local currencies. 150 different currencies are supported, and we're in the process of localizing it to several languages. I think the big one we're looking at localizing right away is into Spanish, trying to get this pushed out to as many people in Venezuela as possible. Other cool things, low fees, less than a cent per payment.
Soon to be less than 1/100 of a cent.
Yeah.
Schnorr.
We're snoring it up. Great news. Now it's okay. Yeah, no, they're asking if our sound is messed up. Yeah, no. It
sound is bad. Is it me?
No, it sounds like they're saying it's okay. We're all right.
It's your internet.
Yeah. So next up, we've got Exeler.co. Point of sale terminals growing across BCH, growing access to BCH in Colombia. So Panda Exchange has been installing point of sale terminal Exeler in locations across Colombia, just right outside of Venezuela. The terminal allows users to buy and sell cryptocurrencies and process payments for food and other products purchased with Bitcoin.Cash.
Did you see this at all? Like I guess it's like a combination of ATMs and POS.
Yeah,
right?
So this is all Vacano, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it's
great.
He's a machine.
Yeah, bunch of machines.
Yeah. Vacano is a machine working with a bunch of machines.
I heard that Darwino's has like the best burgers as well. It said that in the article.
Did it?
So yeah.
Okay, I missed that.
So
it's saying the company hopes to install machines in 100 locations by year's end, serving as a cryptocurrency gateway for local residents and bordering Venezuelans.
So it's both Venezuela and Colombia. That's awesome stuff.
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm. And apparently in Colombia, I guess there's only two POS. There's only two places that have that are accepting it right now. So Vacano, he can push it, and there's lots of opportunity there.
That's great.
And we've got some other people who are working on some Venezuela campaigns. You may have seen the video of our COO talking about some things that we're doing down there. So this is that's the area. Somebody told me the other day, it's like once these people start using cryptocurrency, and right now we think like Bitcoin.Cash is the most apt one to use, but how are they ever going to go back to anything else when they can have it like something they understand how it works,
Yeah.
right? So there's 200 fiat currencies out there, and I can't explain to you how one of them works. I know that Bitcoin Cash might be a little bit intimidating for people who are new into it, but if you sit down and give me some time, then I can maybe give you a general understanding of how the system works. So.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point. I think what we're seeing is, when these countries have these currencies that have some serious issues with them. The Bolivar is a perfect example. Actually, I think I've got a Bolivar here. Our friend Oscar brought us some souvenirs from Venezuela. That there is a 5 Bolivares, worth less than the paper that it's printed on.
Yeah, does cinco mean worthless?
Cinco,
Yeah, okay.
I think in this case, does translate to worth nothing.
So yeah, nobody wants to see people, basically lose control of their finances because of an inept government printing off currency. So hopefully that situation gets resolved.
Yeah, I mean, for the first time in history, we're able to compete with governments, and this is exciting stuff. Notary. So the Bitcoin.com Notary actually allows you to prove ownership on the Bitcoin Cash blockchain. Kind of an interesting little tool. So if you visit notary.bitcoin.com, you'll see that the Bitcoin Cash Notary service allows users to create timestamped proof of existence of a document without trusted third parties. A cryptographic digest of the document is stored to the BCH blockchain, linking to the time of submission. This provides a trustless automated solution for backing up all kinds of files without exposing information or content on the blockchain. Users can also verify if documents have been notarized by dragging files directly into the browser window. So,
who designed that page? It looks really, really good.
I did a little bit of work on it, but most of the brains and operation of it was actually behind Joey. That was all.
Oh, okay.
Joey.
I don't know. Okay.
Joey's a machine.
Yeah.
So thank you, Joey. If you haven't had a chance to play with Notary, it's kind of an interesting thing. I mean, if you've ever gone to a notary service where you have to pay, $20, $30 in Canada?
Depending on the place, yeah.
You go in and find some government-approved employee that puts their stamp of approval on government documents or like driver's licenses or like international driver's license, weird stuff like that. It's kind of a blockchain-related way of doing that. So the idea is that, you can more or less prove that this file existed at a specific time and place. So for instance, if I am a musician and I write the next ballad, which is very likely to come from me, and I want to prove that I wrote that song, that I wrote the lyrics, and I don't want anyone to steal those lyrics, I could upload that file. It will hash that file, and if someone were to ever, let's say, steal that song from me, I would be able to verify that and say, here, I can prove that I had this file before they had that file. And this is my copy. It's the original. It's been locked in on the blockchain. Here's the hash of it. It's cryptographically secure. It's kind of an interesting way to ensure that documents that you possess are verified and can be publicly verified for other people to use. So marriage certificates, driver's licenses, business documents, incorporation documents and things like that, or even song lyrics and stuff like that. Go check it out, notary.bitcoin.com. Costs a little bit of BCH, but basically you just storing this hash on chain and it's there for eternity, which is quite cool. Next up, we've got
some places you can spend.
Yeah, more spending.
Yeah. I see you taking a sip of your tea there.
I'm letting you take this one just because my voice is pretty hoarse.
Corporate Traveler will now accept Bitcoin Cash through BitPay. The company is one of the UK's largest travel companies with over 20 locations across the country.
And you can visit that at corptraveler.co.uk. Other cool places you can spend a little Bitcoin Cash.
Purse.io,
where we get these teas.
Yeah.
Up to 30% off after your first purchase. I think the first purchase you're limited to about 15% off. I think is how that works. You can also visit, store.bitcoin.com.
Store.bitcoin.com.
Buy t-shirts including this one or the BCH Gang one there. We've got cheapair.com. Book some flights, book some hotels. Very exciting stuff there. Crypto and particularly Bitcoin Cash, I think the culture of spending is still being pushed and encouraged, and I think it's a healthy thing if you're a part of this community to realize take the opportunities you have to use Bitcoin Cash, support those businesses, and use it as much as you can. And if you're planning on already booking a flight and you're planning on throwing on a credit card, might as well throw it on Bitcoin Cash and then just top up some Bitcoin Cash, maybe add a little extra. It's a simple way to support the ecosystem, to show that people are using this because it has utility. And if I think that's something that the whole cryptocurrency community kind of forgets sometimes, is that if you don't have utility, your value is suboptimal at best. I think I don't want to see this technology.
If you don't have
research.
Utility, what do you have?
I don't know, speculation of future value. I mean, it just, to me, it's not what I got into this for.
I guess like the utility could come from speculation because people derive pleasure from that. But no, you part of it having utility is like it being able to be used as cash is a big part of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's Bitcoin Cash, right? Spend it.
And I guess if we're going to talk about places you can spend, we should maybe just do a quick shout out to Akane, one of our community managers, because she's just been, and sometimes she's on the show, but she gets so many places around Tokyo signing up for where you can use Bitcoin Cash. And because of that, our Bitcoin Cash meetup is always at a place where we can spend Bitcoin Cash. And there's probably some people who are watching this right now who want to visit Tokyo. Just know that there's going to be a ton of places you can go out in the evenings and you can use Bitcoin Cash, and it's pretty cool. So
we get a lot of tourists in Tokyo, and it's pretty exciting to see some of the new people that come to these meetups, and they say, this is the first time I've ever actually gotten to go out and spend it. They'll buy a beer with it, and they'll buy dinner with it, and say, this is kind of cool. Like, it's pretty simple. It's not rocket science. And if you're interested in checking out one of the meetups, visit meetups.com. There's a bunch of Bitcoin Cash meetups all across the world. You can also visit events.bitcoin.com. We've got a big map to show where all the current meetups are happening. And if you don't see a meetup happening near you, and you're a bit of a crypto nerd and a bit of a Bitcoin Cash supporter, consider joining. We'll gladly help you out.
Or just ask people to accept it. The worst thing that happens is they say no, and then you just go and ask them again.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple.
All right, so we got some comments and questions here.
Yeah, and if you got any questions or anything here in the Twitch chat, feel free to drop them here while we read some YouTube comments from last week's show.
Purse.io does rock. So from Cydia Tweaks, hope she's okay with that. Between this and the last video I watched, I'm astounded at all the stuff being built on BCH. I'm also incredibly excited about built-in privacy. BTC can't do that. We're excited about all the things that BCH can do, and especially when we're testing a lot of the stuff that we're working on here. I see our CTO, just a whole screen full of code over there, and he's constantly pushing out new releases, and we can test it with very small amounts on BCH and send it back and forth, and we're not getting all caught up in fees. And I just don't know how you would do that live with BTC, right? So
the other thing I see
we're
on
building
his
on it
screen
because you
looks to
can.
be like, is he running a little cash shuffle? Yeah, it looks like he's running some cash shuffle in the background too. So if you haven't had a chance to visit cashshuffle.com, if you're curious what Cydia Tweaks is talking about, Cash Shuffle is one of those tools that's amazing.
He can be like Ludovic L, because every day he's shuffling.
Nice job, Ludovic. What a cool name.
Yeah.
K4 Liberty says, nice show. Where can I get the t-shirt Roger is wearing? He's wearing that green one. Do you remember?
It's over there.
Yeah? It's over
behind
there.
Sorry. We'll provide a link to that. We'll answer that next time with Roger.
When Chad Alston says, when is local Bitcoin Cash platform coming to fruition?
That sounds like this person's asking the same question Roger's asking.
Yeah, Roger's been asking that on the daily. It's coming very, 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 very soon. Our team has been hard at work, nonstop, trying to get this thing off the ground. We've been doing some internal testing. We've been doing some internal maker and takers, and it's getting there. We're hoping to open it up to a private beta quite soon, and with any luck, we'll have it out hopefully near the end of the month.
Come on, Corbin.
Yeah, back to work.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and someone is recommending, last week you suggested to join DLive.com. I actually did join DLive.com. We were debating whether or not we wanted to fight with setting it up on this one, but the last time Jason and I were on the show, if you go back to our YouTube video, you'll notice the audio is of subpar quality. And we didn't really trust ourselves with a new network. We think that might be a little bit more work. So we will probably hop on there at some point. If you haven't had a chance to check out DLive, everyone else, go check out DLive. PewDiePie's on there. There's a bunch of other great musicians and cool little like live music streams and stuff like that. You can tip in, I think it's a coin called Lino, Lino, and you give lemons and ice creams and ninja cars or something like that. I don't completely understand, but I know you can buy Lino with Bitcoin.Cash using the Coinbase merchant through their platform. So if you happen to catch YouTube's favorite PewDiePie on there, you can give him some lemons or ice creams, send him some chats. Of course, you can also just check out some of the other streams going on, from like gamer streams to like musicians. When I was on there over the weekend, there was this guy playing acoustic guitar, just rocking out. There was about 50 people watching, putting in little recommendations. It's pretty cool. You know, he's making some money and having a little fun. So if you're a musician or you're a talented little artist or you're just streaming and doing some cool stuff, yeah, go check that out.
The Sharona, we're gonna check it out. We're gonna look into it.
We'll see what we can do for you.
And
but
then
we expect lots of lemons and lots of ice cream.
Oh, quick techie question. You've got no time. You shouldn't have.
Make it quick, Sharona. Well, let's talk. What's exciting you? What's exciting you most about Bitcoin.Cash lately? Like, what's your gut check saying? Like, where is Bitcoin.Cash today compared to where it was even a month ago to a year ago?
Well, I think as we were saying at the top of the show, that it's easy to get, and now you're seeing little tweaks happening that when they're combined as a whole, everyone's waiting on the next big thing, right? But the killer app is Bitcoin being able to be used as cash.
Yeah.
Right. That is what this is all about. And now the UX is catching up with that. So before, my mom wouldn't be able to really purchase Bitcoin if she wanted to, and now it's just easy to do. And then she can go and she can use it somewhere where that person doesn't need to worry about, like we're talking about a merchant app where the only person who can access the private keys has to do so with a PIN. This is just these little things, they all add up. Yeah. And then what you're going to see is that when the UX catches up with like what this is, it's going to be pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I think maybe on that note too, we should mention, one of the things that is still very much missing from
remittances.
I think the whole design and ecosystem is that we need more designers contributing to open source projects. We've got a lot of developers out there making these great contributions, putting in pull requests to add and expand on things like Electron Cash and Badger and Bitcoin.com wallet and all this other stuff. But one thing I still see missing is that we don't have a lot of marketing and product designers coming out of the private world and saying like, hey, what can I contribute? I've got this skill set of, maybe you're great at, Sketch, you're great in Photoshop, or you're great at logos, or you're great at, user experience. If you can help some of these developers out, you are just as valuable as some of these other developers, because at the end of the day, basic users, normal consumers, what they need is a simple experience. And if you can help provide that and work with the development team to provide that, you are just as valuable as any, protocol developer, any wallet developer, anything. So if you're looking for open source projects, maybe go hop on, developer.bitcoin.com. We've got a bunch of open source stuff there. There is a Discord channel. If you go to the footer of bitcoin.com, you can hop in there and see if there's any projects you might want to contribute to. Tons of open source wallets, from Neutrino to what else? Badger. There's Electron Cash, Bitcoin.com wallet. If anyone wants to, make some contributions, there's a huge community of people, and it'd be a great way to expand your portfolio and really kind of just get involved in this wild world of crypto.
And for techie people, it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
I think we can wrap it up. This person's asking, the Sharona's asking, how many transactions can make BCH slow? And I think you're meaning fill up the blocks, right? So they're compressing the size of the transactions, and I think before before some of the compressions, maybe 1 megabyte would hold about 2,000.
I think
2,000. So 2,000 times 32 for every 10 minutes, but you can still transact with zero confident not to be confirmed. As
yeah,
well,
I
right?
believe what I remember reading recently was that we're at approximately 96 transactions per second. We're currently at about PayPal level of transactions without any concern for any delay. So we're definitely ready for scale. If you visit bitcoincash.org/roadmap, you'll see that there's a detailed roadmap kind of graphic that explains the whole goal of Bitcoin Cash is to get to 50 transactions per day per person for 10 billion people. So the goal of this is to scale responsibly and ultimately allow everyone to be able to spend up to 50 transactions per day, which is more than, I probably am trying to think of how many times I spend, money.
Probably like,
I don't know, 5, 10 times?
6 to 15 times or something like that, especially because we're just using trains and stuff, right? So
It's very exciting times, but glad we were able to answer your question.
You're
Sharona.
welcome.
Yeah, that's all we've got though, actually. So please leave a comment in the YouTubes, give us a like, give us a follow. Please share this on Twitter. What else do we got? Share it on Reddit.
And if you haven't spent some time looking at our different services and products, check them out. Right, Roger talks about it. We're making improvements to our games, and the money that we make from that, we use it to pay for developers and keep improving everything that's BCH is built on. And so just go to Bitcoin.com and see the new stuff that we're putting out there. And we're going to be putting out some more new great stuff soon. So
really excited. So we'll see you guys next week.